Like seasons, war always return. Every 274 and a half years, evil rises to destroy all life. Orcs and humans then set aside their differences to protect their world. Each time, the evil was defeated. Each time, life returned to normal. But a countdown mistake changed everything. Evil emerged 2 years too early, catching the living off guard. We're not prepared. The schools of magic were the first to fall, throwing the world into chaos. Your studies ended prematurely. Now you are one of the last guardians of immeasurable amount of knowledge. It is your duty to preserve it, but above all, to share it.
Good morning, everyone. It's Cassie. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome to Spellcaster University. We're playing something a little bit different today. I've never played anything like this on my channel, and I don't really play a lot of things like this in general, but I love this game. I started playing this game a few years ago in early access. It's been out of early access probably for a couple years now too. We're gonna jump into a new play. So this is a card game. And you kind of saw the intro. The intro made it a little bit dramatic. The premise here is that you are building a wizard school. In fact, you're building several wizard schools kind of in different biomes with different unique attributes. So I'm going to play on difficulty level sorcerer. You can see that's about medium. Game length, I like a long game. I'm not going to play with any challenge rules this time, so you can get a feel for it, but if this game does well on my channel, in the future maybe we'll play some challenges and we'll see what that's like. And I'm gonna say, okay, we'll get started. I need a name for my school, and I don't care about this, so I'm just gonna call it It's a School. There are all kinds of options for your coat of arms. You can change the colors as well. I'm going to just randomize through it until I find something I like. She's a little creepy. Or they're a little creepy, I'll say. The hourglass is kind of apt. Yeah, we'll just go with this. I'm going to start in the forest. I will say, I don't have nearly as many hours played in this game as I have in a lot of others. A Sylvan Citadel. The kingdom's great forests are known for their giant millennium trees. We'll be at home here. Legends say that elves used to live in these woods, but everyone knows that elves don't exist. The local population lives more simply than the rest of the kingdom, so do not expect any rich students. Wood people. Students are poorer than usual, but have a higher chance of being werewolves. This is Posthumous, by the way. He's kind of your guide. This place is full of magical creatures, draws the card Stable and the card Fawn. That's pretty good. Stable is a classroom. Fawn is like a dragon type. So we'll see more about that in a minute. We'll need a lot of gold if its students are poor, and we shall do everything in our power to make our students' futures magnificent, draws the card. It's Counselor's Office and Trophy Case. I'm going to use... We'll need a lot of gold if the students are poor. And then I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. You've got 6 decks of cards from which you can draw. This one requires coin, and then we have our different schools of magic: nature, light, alchemy, arcane, and shadow. And you earn points through building classrooms, having your students attend classes. I gotta pause this. Time is ticking. So you earn points into each school of magic that you can then use to buy cards from the decks. So I'll buy some cards from the standard deck. School coat of arms is a decoration that you can hang in a classroom or a dormitory, something like that. That you can see here, active characters in the same room generate a little bit of prestige. Your prestige meter is down here, and the higher your prestige is, the more students are attracted to join your school. Witch's Cat I'm paused right now. When I'm looking at cards, the game auto pauses. A creature that wanders around the school and reduces all the needs of characters working in the same room. You can see the little dragon icon in the bottom corner. Not only do I already have a spot for this, but like it's letting us know that this is like a dragon type item. And then a new house, like this is kind of like your Hogwarts houses. I've already got 2 house cards in my deck, and I tend to only go with 2 houses. I don't use the houses probably nearly as effectively as most people do. So I'm going to go with Witch's Cat. Wow, no classrooms so far. Private apartments. In this room, your teachers can rest. Oh, teachers who sleep at school have more time to work. Teacher's Lounge, a room where teachers can lower hunger, tiredness, and boredom while healing and increasing sanity. Teachers love to get together here and compare how bad their students are or compete for the worst timetable. Or Private Bedroom allows 2 students to rest in great conditions, which greatly reduces tiredness and improves sanity. Private beds are not so private since they have 2 beds, but it's still better than the dormitories. I'm going to go with Private Apartments. No, I'm going to go with Teacher's Lounge. Oh, here we go. 2 classrooms. Shadow room. Nope, a classroom and a refectory. That's the dining hall. A shadow room, a classroom that allows students to slowly improve their shadow magic skills, necromancy, demonology, and assassination. This room comes with a teacher. In this room, students learn the dark and noxious arts of necromancy, demonology, and marketing. Refectory allows 10 students to reduce hunger. The students can pass through. It's not like only 10 students ever. The same 10 students can eat at this refectory while the other 30 or whatever starve. The students are sure to find animals they summoned in their druidism classes on their plates with the good pepper and anchovy sauce. Gross. And psychologist, a room where there's psychologists. Wow. A room where a psychologist can make your students immune to loss of sanity. Sanity diminishes over time if you have shadow classes mostly, but there are also some diminishing factors in the wild that we'll maybe talk more about later. The students who don't own the latest fashionable robes are often subject to mockery and need psychological assistance. Bullying will reduce your sanity, I guess. So I'm going to go with Shadow Room, and that is our first classroom. We have Private Bedroom again, Common Room, a room where students from the same house may rest and entertain themselves. This improves their efficiency in class. Giving some houses a common room and not others will create a stimulating feeling of jealousy across the school. Or Hunting Trophy. Characters move much faster in this room. Its eyes stare down at every student, judging their every move, hurrying them to the exit faster than usual. I'm going to go with Common Room. You can see a private bedroom has 2 beds and a place for an artifact. A common room has an artifact, 2 beds, and a dragon. Or magical creature, I guess the game calls them. So I'm going with common room. Hopefully we'll get another classroom. Good. Private apartments we've already talked about. Refectory, as we mentioned, is the dining hall. Alchemy room I'm taking. And refectory, private apartments, or psychologist. A room where students can... Psychologist. A room where a psychologist can make your students immune to loss of sanity. We already talked about that, I guess. Okay, now I'm going to start placing these things. We'll put in our new houses. I don't care a lot about the attributes of a house. You can choose among these things. Learns arcane magic faster, loses less sanity, learns natural magic faster. Here's a bit of a spoiler. Magic, nature magic is important in the forest. So I'll stay with this. I don't care about the name so much. I don't care about the icons and the colors. Chosen by light. Learns light magic 25% faster. Well behaved, I want. Adding students to these houses gives them these attributes. We'll add some students. We get 5 students in the beginning, and students can be elves, werewolves, they can be, this is a werewolf. They can be undead, I believe. This student has attributes Alchemy Apprentice, Old Fashioned, and Heavy Sleeper. These are pros, these are cons. And so like we kind of can consider these when we put students into a school. Like if into a house. If a student already has Child of Nature, we don't need to put them into a house that has Child of Nature. Arcane Scholar, hyperactive, I'll put the student in well-behaved. Light sleeper, athletic, procrastinator, bibliophobia, oh no. I'll put this in jack of all trades. Arcane Scholar, demoralized, loses sanity over time, and coward, deals 50% less damage in combat. Combat isn't super common, but it does happen in this game, and it can happen more often depending on circumstance. So I'll put this one, it doesn't really matter where I put this one. I'm eventually going to delete the general class, I don't need anybody in it. Unbreakable, coward. And I try to keep the balance pretty even. Oh, so you can see I didn't explain that at all. When I pull cards out, if they are rooms, you can see where I can place them. You can make really weird shaped castles. I tend to go square as much as I can, but there are buildings, there are rooms that stop, that are like the top room. Researcher generates some mana points for their discipline. So this person would generate some shadow points for me. Tiredness lowers 30% slower when this character's resting. Erudite increases the learning rate of their students by 10%. I want this one. For common rooms, you do have to select a house, so I will put... There we go. Our psychologist, job lover, reduces boredom growth by 50%. Hypochondriac slowly loses health over time. Researcher, while teaching, this teacher generates some mana points for their discipline, which would be nothing. And voracious, hunger lowers 30% slower while this character's eating. I'm going with job lover. And we'll put our alchemy room in. Demoralized, slowly loses sanity. Ex-adventurer. While teaching, this teacher may increase your reputation with the Adventurers Guild. We'll talk more about guilds in a minute. You can see I've got some stuff stacking up over here that we need to work on. So I'll go with this one. We'll put our Witch's Cat in, a creature that wanders around the school and reduces all the needs of characters working in the same room. I should have a spot for it. Aha, here we go. You can see this little dragon icon there. That's where I can place these. And Students' Hall. We'll put there for now. Okay, we've got some stuff to talk about. The king sends his regards. Ah, a new school for my kingdom. How great. So very great. And I would very much like to help, for I am a fair and generous king. What would you need? Our school would need some new source of funding, receives 200 gold, or help from the royal architects would be useful to build an advanced room. Choose one card out of 3. Money is nice to have, I'm not gonna lie, because you have upkeep costs. Like for every teacher you have, you can see here, salary is -6 gold, upkeep -5 gold. That means I'm losing money, and it gets worse over time. I'm gonna go with, however, an advanced room. Enchantment Workshop, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their enchantment skills. This is in the Alchemy School of Magic. Janitor Lodge supplies a janitor who cleans walls vandalized by students and improves the room's efficiency. The janitor is linked to shadow magic because you need a seriously dark temper to scare off students. This is like our filch. And Chamber of Truth, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their retribution skills. This room comes with a teacher. Do we have a light magic classroom yet? I don't know that we do. We'll take Chamber of Truth. I wonder why I can't build it here. Odd. I haven't even been looking at the blue skills, have I? Active students in the same room misbehave 75% less for 2 minutes. I'll do this one. The Adventurers Guild sends its regards. I have found a window between 2 troll massacres to come and say hi. The opening of a new magic school is always good news for the Adventurers Guild. What kind of mage do you train? Mages who can mend folks. We're always in need of good healers. Chooses 1 card out of 3. They all do. Mages that can blow things up. A great addition to your next raids. Or mages that know how to use magical trinkets are useful too sometimes. I'm going to go with mending things. I'm probably going to get nature cards that way. And like I said, I kind of want to focus nature while I'm in the forest. Medicine Cabinet. Active characters in this room recover health over time. Plant that eats scholars' hands. Active characters in this room lose a lot of boredom, but also lose a bit of health. Or Guild Banner. Active characters in this room improve your reputation with the Adventurers Guild. None of these are great. I'll take the Medicine Cabinet. This one ran out of time, and this one has 2. You can see by the fact that the ring is full, and that's why it just popped up immediately. The villagers send their regards. Hi, we're from around here. We don't like trouble, and we're not fond of strangers. What are you doing here exactly? Do not worry, we exclusively teach sacred magic in accordance with the rules of the Church of Light. Receives 125 light mana. Reputation with the faction Inquisition, minus 10 points. We'll talk about factions. Reputation with the faction Peasants, plus 10 points. Do not worry, for our school mainly trains mages specialized in the healing of farm animals. Receives 110 natural mana, reputation with faction Peasants, plus 5. Do not worry, for our school mainly trains mages specialized in necromancy and in the summoning of powerful demons. Receives 140 shadow mana, reputation with faction Peasants, they don't like it, minus 20. Reputation with faction Lord of Evil, plus 5. It is the Lord of Evil who is chasing us down and trying to diminish our school or to defeat our school, so I'm not going to choose that one. We'll go with the natural magic. Oh, that last one was new students. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That icon. I guess we don't need to, but we can play some new students. New students come in every so often. They do graduate eventually too, and we'll see a graduation probably in this video, but I am talking a lot, so we'll see. Steadfast loses 20% less sanity. Slow moves 20% slower. Deaf learns all magic 15% slower. This child has no attributes. Beautiful. This character loses much less sanity when insulted. Athletic moves 25% faster. Voracious, hunger lowers 30% slower while eating. Down to Earth learns arcane magic 50% slower. We'll put this in Chosen by the Light. I don't know. We'll put our medicine cabinet in. There's not a great place for it. This is a single student classroom and this is a small classroom, but you know, small is fine. And then we have some nature mana that we can use to draw from our deck. I want to stack nature mana, but I also need nature classrooms in order to do that, so I'm going to choose. These are good choices. We have a dolmen, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their druidism skills. This room comes with a teacher. The dolmen was originally installed outside, but students got wet in the rain. You can hold 1 artifact, 1 animal, and 1 art or decoration. Stable, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their beast magic skills. This room comes with a teacher. A room filled with animals trying to bite you. Animal, animal, animal artifact. Or Orkhound, which is an animal. Decreases the desire of students in the same room to misbehave and bites them occasionally to speed up the learning process. They look so uncannily like orcs, it doesn't bear thinking about. We're gonna go stable. It's a good option. Increases nature magic pretty quickly. You get a lot of good spots for animals, which are very important. Fun. Round belly, this teacher gets hungry faster. Inspiring, students in this teacher's class have a small chance of losing a random negative trait. Or relaxed, moves a little slower, and their students learn 10% slower. I'm going with inspiring. Learning a little slower is okay. This is factions. Every once in a while you get to visit with a neighboring faction. Right now there are biome-specific factions that you need to worry about, but the one for this biome hasn't come up yet. It'll come up shortly, so I can visit with pretty much anyone right now. I am going to visit with the orcs. But you can also visit with the Lord of Evil. Increasing reputation with the Lord of Evil slows down his progress and generates shadow mana. The Inquisition is kind of like, you know, a righteous holy organization that kind of like bully you into being a righteous holy organization yourself. You can increase the mana gained from events or generate 10% light mana while studying, and then these are obviously kind of inverse if you lose rep with the faction. New students are dumber on average if you have negative 75 rep with this faction. The Orc Camp reduces all costs of cards by 5%, and students generate 10% natural mana while studying, which as we know is a focus of mine. The Merchants, this place where you can purchase things. It's not really a reputation. The Peasants increase the loading speed of messenger guinea pigs by 20%, which just means that you'll get these interactions more often the more reputation you have with the Peasants. Lowers teacher salaries by 30%, which reduces the amount of upkeep you have to pay. The King is what it sounds like. You gain 20 gold each time you recruit a student. New students are wealthier on average. New students are poorer on average, or prestige lowers over time. Prestige lowering is a bad thing. You can have negative prestige and students will not join your school. Or the Adventurers who came to visit us already. New teachers are better educators on average. Students generate plus 10% arcane mana while studying. And these are just flipped if you have negative rep with the Adventurers. So we're going to visit the Orcs. Meeting the Orcs. Humans, what do you want? There's some activity in the Orc village. Grump, the chief's son, has once again lost his little dog Nerfy. This is a good opportunity to be liked by the clan. I come to remind the clans that we are allies in case you were to forget. Reputation with faction Orc tribes 10 plus 10. I've heard your shamans are quite gifted. Could they help our university? Reputation with faction Orc tribes minus 5. Receives 100 nature mana. You can see there are a few things here that I can't do, and that's because I'm not meeting one of the consequences or one of the requirements. My rep is not at least 50 with Orc tribes, so I can't use this one. We tracked Nerfy. I don't have at least 50 nature mana yet, so I can't use this one. We found Nerfy in a stream. I don't have a cleaning potion card in hand, so I can't use this one. So I'm just going to go with this one that increases rep by 10. Oh, and they're visiting us already. Oh no, this is the forest troll. Heavy sleeper. The giant forest troll has been asleep for millennia, but your presence has disturbed his sleep. If your reputation with him falls to negative 100, he will wake and he won't be happy about it. This thing is huge is the only thing I can say. Could have some consequences later on. We have new students, and we have an event from a parent. So we'll place our new students. Arcane Scholar, Old Fashioned. We'll put this person in Child of Nature. Passionate, Bully. We'll put in Well Behaved. Arcane Scholar Procrastinator. We'll put in Well Behaved. Alchemy Apprentice, Deaf and Aggressive. We will put in Well Behaved. And then Scholarship. Hello, did you know the neighboring school gives scholarships to their best students? What about you? Well, no, we don't do that. Receives negative 2.67 prestige points, or of course we have scholarships. Wow, I can't get words out today. Of course we have scholarships. Draws 2 new students card, loses 75 gold. That's fine. Child of Nature, so I'll put this one in the other school. Diligent, generates 10% more mana while studying, so I'll put it in the Child of Nature school. Well Behaved, Ugly Bully. Because they already have the Well Behaved attribute, I'll put them in this one that doesn't have that. Chosen by the Light and Beautiful, Allergic to Crustaceans, and Procrastinator. Because they have Chosen by the Light, I'm not going to put them here and give it double. Well Behaved, Voracious Bully, we'll put in here. And we've got one more of those. I'm going to just do these quietly now that you kind of get the gist of it. And this is the meter that tells us how close the Lord of Evil has gotten. So we're barely into this level, or this round. This fills up white, and when it gets to the end, we are attacked by the Lord of Evil. And we flee, and we start a new school somewhere else. I have enough light points to buy a card. Medical bed. These can be put into the dormitory, and you can see students who sleep in this bed recover health faster and give some gold to the school. This bed distributes limited morphine for any students who's hurt. Enjoy the trip. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time reading these. I'm sorry. Trophy room. Artifacts, relics, and decorations in this room also act on active characters in horizontally and vertically adjacent rooms, but operate at half power. Or Flower Crown. When a student is at least level 3 in Herbalism and level 1 in Sacred Magic, they get the Flower Crown. They are now unaffected by boredom. This is a good one. I'm taking this, and this is kind of like... That happened really fast. I selected that card and then immediately played it by accident. When you play a card like that, it is kind of like a global modifier. So anytime a student hits that attribute, even though you can't see the card anywhere, you can rest assured that that student will have that attribute. We have events happening. Oh, more students. Okay. Noisy classroom. This is a teacher wanting something from us. All I'm saying is I did see hordes of students misbehaving and they're making so much noise that I can't concentrate. It's so annoying. Go back to work and stop bothering me with this nonsense. Has no consequence, but also no benefit. I would have to have eyes everywhere. I don't have at least 100 arcane mana, so I do not get the card Mystical Eye. I'll order some enchanted shackles to teach them a lesson. I don't have at least 100 alchemy mana, so I don't get the card Chains. Or extreme situations call for extreme solutions, draws the card Pyre, receives -4 prestige. I'm torn because I don't have a lot of prestige and I don't really want to lose 4. You can have a lot more prestige than I have. So I'm going to say I'm going to do nothing. We'll draw another card from the light deck. Oh, we've got nature mana too that we can draw from. We have 1 Chamber of Truth. That's what this card is telling us. We can, if we buy this card, we can upgrade our existing Chamber of Truth. Or, oh hey, Pyre. Active characters in this room, an active character in this room has a chance of becoming good and earning a trait that allows them to learn light magic faster. You can't deny how festive it is, and it's a great way of getting rid of disruptive elements. I'm really struggling to read. Or Archangel Wings, which is similar to Flower Crown. It's a global modifier. When a student is at least level 4 in Sacred Magic and level 3 in Heroism, they gain Archangel Wings. They now generate 125% more light mana. They won't make you fly, but they do look damn cool. I'm going to go with Pyre, and I'm going to put it into... we have light classrooms. That's Alchemy, Students' Hall. Is it this? No. Shadow, Teacher's Lounge, Chamber of Truth. I'll put the Pyre in here. You can see the little decoration, or the icon there. What's the word I'm looking for? Artifact. And that means I can place it there. You can't place them anywhere or everywhere. And now you can see it. Hang your witch here. Oh, cruel. This is a magic school. That's not nice to say. There's our guinea pig. You can see now that we've had a visit from the sleeping troll, we can visit the sleeping troll. So let's stop in and take a peek at him. The sleeping troll. He's sleeping. Leave him be, it'd be safer, does nothing. Are those diamonds all over his skin? Reduces reputation with the faction troll by 20, receives 400 gold. Restoring the harmony of the forest should help him sleep better. Reputation with the faction troll plus 25, minus 200 natural mana, receives 2 prestige, or, and this is the one I'm aiming for, The Art of Dreams is one of our school's specialties, has at least 4 private bedrooms, consequences, reputation with faction control +10. This is the one you want because, like, there's very little impact to you. I'm not spending mana to get this, and it's perpetual. So each time I visit the troll, because I have 4 private bedrooms, I'll be able to increase my rep with the troll. If I, like, don't have the alchemy mana, say, or the nature mana that I need, I won't be able to purchase this one. So I will use this one this time. And hopefully we'll get some more private bedrooms. Nature room. This is the one I'm going to get. A classroom that allows students to slowly improve their nature magic skills, beast magic, herbalism, and druidism. So we didn't really talk about this, but in each school of magic there are 3 sub-schools. That's basically what this is telling you. Each classroom is kind of specialized to a certain type of nature magic, but this one is more general. It is for all 3. The smaller rooms usually are. The Teacher's Lounge, which we already have, or a spellbook. Nearby students have a small chance of gaining specialization in a random school of magic. I am going nature room, like I said. I'm going to put it right here. We'll have to pick our teacher. Oof, their wage is 30% higher than the rest of the staff. I'm not going with that. No matter how much I wanted that person, I'm not going with that. We'll spend some light mana for Sacred Halo. When a student is at least level 3 in Sacred Magic, they get a Sacred Halo. Their hunger now grows 75% slower, and the year is how you play those. Now we have that global modifier. I can also spend Shadow Mana for Demon Horns. When a student is at least level 3 in Demonology, they get Demonic Horns. They now deal twice as much damage in combat. I wouldn't want to get headbutted by that. Yeah. Grotesque Statuette. New students have a higher chance of being Deep Folk. Oh, I forgot about Deep Folk. They're like kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Eldritch. Or Crypt, a classroom that allows students to improve their necromancy skills. This room comes with a teacher. Crypt is, like I said, one of those rooms that's specialized to one sub-school within the Shadow Magic School. I'm going to go with this one because we don't have a Crypt yet. And I'm going to put it in just here. We'll go with this one. The pretentious attribute is kind of negative. Like, when our students get bored, they don't learn as quickly. Students have needs. Deep in the bowels of the archives, an intern just discovered a secret entrance leading to the old archives of King Boktalan IV. We're a bit scared to go there, but maybe you could help us explore. Legends say they contain invaluable documents and permits. An administrative dungeon, no thanks. Of course we'll bankroll an expedition, requires at least 50 gold, which I do not have. Or our librarian should be able to explore the archives. I don't have librarians, so I can't send them in. This is a real bummer because these don't come back up. And I can't afford to bankroll the expedition, so I have to say no thanks. Look how pretty this is. It's WASD to move around. It's middle scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You can also right click to move around. It may seem like you don't need to, but your school can get really big. Oh, he's back. Bright future. It's time to create specific teaching goals. We should put a curriculum together so that our students end up with great futures. What curriculum would you like to create? Great Priest receives the quest Great Priest 12. Train a student for this future. You must focus on the following types of magic. Sacred magic. If the requirements are fulfilled, this future will automatically be offered to students at the end of their studies as long as the objective is not completed. Which means we can train up to 12 Great Priests during this session. Curriculum Werewolf. To train a student for this future, you must focus on the following 2 types of magic: beast magic and assassination. If the requirements are fulfilled, this future will automatically be offered to students at the end of their studies, as long as the objective is not completed, which is to say, training 12 werewolves. Or curriculum portal master. To train a student for this future, you must focus on portal magic. If the requirements are fulfilled, blah blah blah. These are interesting. What do I want? We'll go werewolf. I don't know if I have an assassination classroom. Necromancy. This is kind of like a general shadow room. Teaches all 3 schools of shadow magic. Oh, that's a bit loud. I should have considered that. Look at my beautiful archmage. My dear colleague, always a pleasure to see you. I have the funniest story to tell you. One of our students just became an archmage, and he wasn't particularly bright, if you get my drift. I guess that is a miracle of our modern approach to teaching. What about you? I heard you trained some pretty good herbalists. You know, I think one of our students will soon become an archmage, receives the quest Archmage So Cool, receives 10 prestige points. Indeed, and rest assured, I'm so happy for you. Receives -5 prestige points. I'm kind of getting bullied into this. Or, oh, you know, this university doesn't have much more to prove. Has at least 50 prestige. I don't. I'm 20 shy. So I think we're gonna go with, well, you know, maybe one of ours will be an archmage. Quests are added here. Curriculum Werewolf was the one we chose before. You can see that we haven't yet fulfilled this quest. We haven't trained 12, we haven't had 12 people graduate to the career of werewolf, which is also a race in this game, so kind of odd. And we haven't yet trained an archmage. I know I'm just like sitting on this teacher. I've got some mana to spend, and then we'll hit up our guinea pig and go see what's going on in the world. We have Hero's Chapel, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their heroism skills. This room comes with a teacher. Many students will end up killing dragons and plundering dungeons, so this is where we train them to fight more conventionally. Righteous Cloister. This classroom allows students to quickly improve their sacred magic skills. The peaceful atmosphere of the cloister teaches apprentice mages to be one with the light. You can see here there's a red bar. I can't mouse over it because I'll get the description, but right at the top of the structure there's a red bar, and that means that you can't place anything on top of this building. This is like a top level room, so you have to be really deliberate about where you put those, because you're going to end up with a weirdly shaped school. Or stained glass window. Active students in this room slightly improve their sacred magic skills. It regularly gets cleaned with holy water to prevent holiness from fading with time. We'll go with Hero's Chapel. And we will put it here. Is it 2 squares? It's 2 squares. We'll put it here. I don't know. I'm making a weird shaped school. That's what you do. We have Demon Tapestry. I spent shadow points, by the way. Active students in this room slightly improve their demonology skills. The Necro Staff. When a student is at least level 2 in Necromancy, they receive a Necro Staff. They now produce 30% more shadow mana. Or Prison. This sounds awful, but like prisons are very helpful. When a teacher catches a student misbehaving, the student is sent to prison to discourage them from doing it again for a while and encourage them to work more. It also comes up in world events like these over here. They can be positive if there is a prison. So I'm going to put in a prison. I know that's terrible. It is what it is. There's our prison. It's cute. Oh. School specialty. Every respectable school needs a special magic discipline they specialize in. It is crucial if to be recognized internationally. In that case, let's become known for arcane magic. Only light magic is worthy of our school. Alchemy will do the trick. Or I know some people who think it's uncool, but I still like natural magic. I'm going with that. I think natural magic is the one we're most likely to succeed in. New students. I'm like purposefully ignoring the guinea pig for a bit, because I'm trying to build up those last few nature magic so that we can go see the troll and improve our relationship with the troll. Gluten-filled refectory. You have such little respect for your students that you do not even care to offer a gluten-free meal, let alone a vegan one. Is it so surprising after all that so many come to me? I don't really know who this is. I shall use magic to extract gluten from the food. Has at least 100 nature mana, at least 50 alchemy. So we do meet the criteria for this. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Receives 5 prestige. I'm going to import some orc cuisine. They know how to cook a good meal. Your reputation is at least 50 with the faction Orc Tribes. Has at least 150 gold. We don't meet on either of those criteria. Receives 5 prestige and reputation with orcs plus 10. Or I don't care about gluten. I don't even know what it is. Receives prestige minus 5. Could have some consequences later on. I do have more prestige now that I could spare a bit. But, this is a tough one, because I also don't want to spend the nature mana. Boo, we'll do it, and then we'll go see the orcs instead of seeing the troll this time around. You can see our reputation with the troll is plus 25. With most people, it's pretty neutral. We have a banner hanging up that gives us reputation with the adventurers, which is helpful. Those are super helpful. And I don't know how we have 1 reputation with the king. I wonder if I've put in an item that I wasn't paying attention to. We did visit the peasants one time and gain 5 reputation with them. Orcs are plus 10, and we're going to go see the orcs because the orcs are usually a pretty good source of nature mana for us. You hear distant music and yelling in the village. Looking into it, you realize that the Great Olympork Games are about to start. I've come to remind the clan that we are allies in case you were to forget. Just increases reputation by 10. I'm pretty sure this one, no matter what the event is that's happening, is always present. These 2, in fact, I've heard your shamans are quite gifted. Could they help out our university? Is plus 100 nature mana but minus 5 rep. Clan orcs gather against the forces of evil. Together we can win. Requires 50 reputation, which we do not have, but diminishes the strength of the Lord of Evil by 3%. Bet on the Orc Chief's weak nephew. Reputation with Orc Tribes plus 20, minus 20 gold. Bet on the large and hairy rival champion. Reputation with the Orc Tribes minus 10, but plus 500 gold. I'm going to make the losing bet because reputation is the win in my eyes. That was a whoops. So we'll be in the forest for a while because I chose a long game. Oh, there's my dog barking. We have many other biomes to choose from eventually. I might have to go get him. Fairy butterfly wings. Oh yeah, I do have to go get him. I'll be right back. We have fairy butterfly wings. When a student is at least level 1 in herbalism and elementalism, they receive fairy butterfly wings, which prevent them from misbehaving. The Sylvan King's horns. When a student is at least level 3 in druidism, they get the Sylvan King's horns. Their tiredness now grows 75% slower. Or clan banner. Active characters in this room improve your reputation with orcs. I might go with orcs. And I like to put these in the busier rooms, so like the refectory, the dormitory. I placed that, but it didn't place. Let's try again. There we go. I have enough light mana to draw from the light deck. Pegasus. This creature wanders the school and has a chance of making the students it encounters richer. A Pegasus is a charm that brings luck and wealth to whoever sees one. A good reason to keep one at home. Or, I'm skipping Sacred Halo because we already have one. Heroic Statue. Characters working here have a small chance of gaining the Courageous trait, which makes them more powerful in combat. You'll never find someone more heroic than the statue. Not once has it ran away from danger. I think it'd be run. Has it run? I have run. We'll go with the Pegasus. We'll put it down here in the stable. We have a lot of spots for creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can see, and there might be more if I look over here. A feeling of belonging. Know that it's important to make sure that your students feel like they belong at your school. They should be ready to die for it like they'd die for the kingdom. Yes, they must live and breathe the school. Draws the card Common Room. Let's hang some flags to remind them while they're here. Draws 2 cards Royal Banner. Our students are free to join whatever side they please after their studies, even if that is indeed counterproductive. Reputation with Kingdom -20. Faction Lord, reputation with Lord of Evil +30. And with Adventurers Guild +30. Rep gains are nice, but I'm going flags. We'll improve our reputation with the king slowly, a little at a time. I've never trashed a student. I don't know why I would do that, but you can. Hold on, I've got to let my dog into the bedroom. Okay. We have no cards to buy. We do have a couple of events before we'll see the guinea pig. A school with no discipline. The Parent Association has heard it said that discipline is becoming an ever so hazy concept at your school. Our values are truly disappearing, huh? Have you taken any measures to reverse this trend? You must be exaggerating, receives -4.64 prestige. No worries, we have given the castle a beautiful prison. I told you it'd be a good thing, and I told you it'd come back up. Receives 5 prestige points. And there's a third option, of course, we tie dissident students to the walls as a warning to others. Receives reputation, faction, Lord of Evil +10, and or Inquisition +10 and Lord of Evil +5. Has at least 1 chains. We don't have chains, so I can't use that one, but we do have the prison. We have enough shadow mana to buy a card. Oh, this is a tricky one too, because the waffle maker is what I'm gonna buy. Characters who eat in this room no longer feel hunger for a few minutes, but are more susceptible to loss of health. This device makes waffles at an insane rate, but they do contain gluten, artificial sweeteners, several hues of food coloring, battery-farmed chicken eggs, and meat from cute and cuddly lambs. We also have grotesque statuette. New students have a chance of being deep folk. Attracts deep folk who worship this alien entity as a god. Look, everyone needs a hobby. Or crypt, which we already have, but we could upgrade. I'm gonna go with the health risk waffle maker because of the orcs. The orcs will occasionally come to you, and this is a bit of a spoiler because they haven't yet in this game, but they'll occasionally come to you and ask to be fed, and you can give them, if you have the waffle maker, you can give them waffles. If you have like a raclette device, you can make them cheese. They like cheese. I like cheese. Let's go visit someone. We can't go see the troll because we don't have enough nature mana to make a difference, but we can go see the orcs. We are generating more nature mana now as a result of our reputation with the orcs. You can see +25 reputation. Students generate 10% natural mana while studying, and that's a good thing. The orc warriors... Oh, this is a good one. This is kind of rare. The orc warriors seem to have been beaten pretty badly by the Lord of Evil. These two we've already seen. Clan Orcs, gather against the forces of evil. Together we can win. Reputation with faction Orcs -40. Lord of Evil strength -3. We're going to set up an infirmary in the village. Don't make a mess. Reputation with the Orcs +30. Reputation with peasants -15. Receives -40 gold. Or we will nurse your warriors back to health and they'll be fighting as soon as tomorrow. Has at least one infirmary, which we don't. The Lord of Evil strength -1. So we're going with the one we can do, which is to give 40 gold, but increase reputation with the Orcs +30. It's a little bit of a bummer to lose 15 rep with the peasants, but I think we'll be okay. The troll is waking. The giant forest troll writhes. Be careful. He's gonna wake up, receives reputation with the faction troll -30. A sleep spell could slow him down. We don't have 175 arcane magic, so we can't do that. So we'll have to just take the hit to reputation with him and hope that we can recuperate that by generating nature mana faster in the future. We have more students. Oh, I never showed you how to... So you can see here, I clicked on the classes and students book, and you can see all the students that I have in each house, and you can see that I don't have anyone in the general class, so I'm going to remove it. A feeling of belonging. Oh, I guess these do come back up sometimes. I'm going to go this time with the common room, because we have a common room for one of our houses, but not the other. This one's for Torazak, so we'll go with Sarakan for the other one. Oops. We have enough light magic to... Stop doing that. I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go. Enough light magic to buy a card. We have Inquisition Banner. Active characters in this room improve your reputation with the Inquisition. The Trophy Room. Artifacts, relics, and decorations in this room also act on active characters in horizontally and vertically adjacent rooms, but operate at half power. We've seen this before, but didn't buy it. And the Bright Staff Refectory allows 7 staff members to lower tiredness, hunger, boredom, while healing and increasing sanity. After a good meal, their hunger grows slower. I'm going to put that. That's a good one for our teachers. And you could see I could also have like hucked that onto the side right here and just had it dangling off over here. You can make weird shaped schools. I keep saying that, but it keeps being true. I'm going to spend the druid magic, or the nature magic. The more you spend, the more you put into developing cards in that school of magic, the faster that school of magic develops. We have Wolf's Tooth. When a student is at least level 1 in Beast Magic and Herbalism, they get a Wolf's Tooth. They now move 20% faster. This tooth makes its owners move faster because they're scared. Its former owner will come back looking for it. We have Terrarium. Active students in this room slightly improve their Herbalism skills. You can see this is a... Hold on now. Counts as an artifact as well. It's a different icon than the other kinds of artifacts. It's more like a knowledge artifact than a battle artifact. But the green icon means that we have at least one place we can put it. Or Green Dragon. The Green Dragon wanders around the school. Any active students it encounters learn nature magic more effectively for a few minutes. This dragon isn't linked to nature, or rather not directly. It actually produces fertilizer of unique quality. I'm going with the Green Dragon because, as you know, we are working on building up our nature magic. I'll put it in the stable. And now you can see it moving around. There's our Pegasus. There's the cat that we got right at the very beginning. We should have a white dragon too somewhere, I think. Maybe not. I thought we did, but we might not. That's okay. DIY workshop. Some students are no good with magic. We must assign them manual tasks, otherwise they have absolutely no future. In that spirit, I have set up a DIY workshop so that they may reveal their deeply hidden talents. A good initiative, but student safety must be paramount, draws the card Protective Goggles. A hands-free alchemical kit would work wonders, draws the card Alchemical Shoulder Pads. They must make weapons, weapons are important, has at least one rune scriptorium, which we don't, draws 2 cards Runic Spear. Or have them make something pretty, I don't care if it's useful as long as it's pretty, has at least 1 temporal rune, which we don't have, draws the card Mechanical Owl and receives 5 prestige. Since we don't have the ability to choose from these two, I have to choose from these two. So Alchemical Shoulder Pads or Protective Goggles. We'll go Shoulder Pads. When a student is least level 4 in potions, they receive Alchemical Shoulder Pads, which grant a random potion when the student gets a diploma. With these 2 vials of acid, no one will stand too close to you in the refectory line. I have to allocate these students out, but then, just 3 of them. But then we can spend that card for a global modifier. And since we deleted our general school, it's no longer taking up space here, and it's a little easier just to choose between the 2. I believe there's a place where you can see your global modifiers. Maybe not. Here are rules you can set. You can see you can lower salaries, you can increase the quality of meals, there are a lot of things that you can do in here. I don't really mess with this too much. I like the standard settings of the game. Other rules, organize a yearly contest between the houses. That might be a good one. Students learn 10% faster but recover from tiredness, hunger, and boredom 30% slower. Reduce curriculum length by 1 year. New students will finish their curriculum 1 year early. There's no consequence to that. How? Maybe they're not as schooled and can't gain as good a career. We haven't seen a graduation yet, so we haven't been able to talk about that, but it happens. Or get a sponsor. You'll gain gold every season but lose a little bit of prestige. I'm gonna leave these alone. I haven't really taken a look around in here. Those are the only 2 things I can click right now, and that's okay. When you finish a biome, you get a book, and the books will appear here, so you can kind of look through them and see what effects they have overall. We'll talk more about books when that happens, but we're a long way away from finishing a biome. I'm going to spend some light points to draw a card. I'm going to hang on to the guinea pig for a little while because we're almost at 200 reps, so we can almost go and see the troll. We have Trophy Room, which we've talked about a few times now. Priesthood permanently improves a teacher. This teacher is never hungry nor tired. Gives teachers a reason to put up with cold refectory meals, bored students, and pitiful salaries. Or, and we talked about this a little bit, Zarsaroth's raclette dish. Characters who eat in this room have a chance to create cheese component cards. A relic from a land of cheese, wine, and bread hidden in a dungeon full of fire-breathing beasts. We haven't talked at all about component cards because we haven't had to, but we can. When I start gaining cheese cards, they'll fill up my hand, and that's okay. But you have this little cauldron down here, and you can use your component cards to create potions. You can see a cleaning potion, bottled glory, philosopher's stone, blah blah blah, and we don't get to know what these are just yet until we make them. But, you know, we'll make them. Component cards include things like alcohol, cheese, certain herbs you can get into your hand as cards. And we'll talk more about that when it comes up. Let me out of the screen. Thank you. We'll spend our alchemy mana. We have Potion Workshop, Library, or Enchantment Workshop. Potion Workshop. Allow a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their potion skills. It's often said that potion teachers are embittered souls. By the smell of the room, you'll understand why. That explains Snape, doesn't it? Up to 2 students can work at the library to improve their best magic. All your students want to do when they have some free time is go study at the library. No, really, they do. Or Enchantment Workshop, a classroom that allows students to quickly improve their enchantment skills. This room comes with a teacher. I've stopped reading that line mostly I was not paying attention, read it anyway. A great class for hands-on students, teaches the making of golems and +2 swords. We'll go... Well, that's a tough one. Enchantment. And I think here is where we're going to end for the day. We're maybe a sixth of the way through this level. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I love this game. It's fun. Like I said, it's very unlike anything I play. I don't play card games. We did get a cheese card, so I'll have that. And we'll hopefully be able to start making potions soon. But let me know. Let me know what you think about this. I probably will keep playing regardless of the feedback. Now I have to do this because it's come up. I'll probably keep playing just because I love this game and I like showing off the games that I love to my friends. So let me know how you liked it. But, you know, I'm going to play it at least a little bit more anyway. And I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for being here with me and supporting me, even though like I'm doing something most of my subscribers would not be interested in. Normally, you've come to me for Disney Dreamlight Valley, and you've come to me for God games and open world survival games. Maybe not something like this, but I'm going to play this. But I hope you have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.